Hey there, everyone. It's Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach, and we are back for another Biz Tip Tuesday. How's everyone doing today? For today's session, we're going to step right on in. I want to welcome everyone for those of you who are joining me live today. Every Tuesday, I come to you inside of our Facebook group as well as on my Facebook business page as Keep It Simple Coach and share with you some insights. And we're continuing on our content marketing basics, and we're going to be following through with that. So let me just give you a quick introduction. For those of you who don't know who I am Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach and a host of Content Creation Tips and More Facebook group. And inside of our space is where you can find solopreneurs, freelancers, and coaches. And you can visit us at smallbizsociety.com. And if you haven't already done so, check out my website, keepitsimplecoach.info. There I have my blog and I have events and a little goodies that you may be able to find as well. So head on over there. Now, if you just happen to be in the space where you have a really great idea and you don't know what really to do with that idea to get you started as transitioning from employee to entrepreneur, I do want to invite you over to the, to our space of Busy 9-to-5ers Hive. And there is where our aspiring entrepreneurs are hanging out. And I will share with you that link on over here. There we go. And there is where you can find us. And let me bring up that little link for you guys. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Busy9to5ershive.com is where you'll be able to find us. So today, what I'm going to take over with you is asking a simple question. When we think about content marketing, one piece of content that we all should already have is a website. And for your business, be it a service or a product, I don't care how big or how small a business is, you need a web presence. And the way in which you want to be able to show up every day is to have a website. Now, that's all well and good, but sometimes I get a question often asked, and what is the difference between a web page and a landing page? Because they hear that a lot. And so what I thought I'd do is, should you even have a landing page or a web page, or maybe you should have both? So we're going to answer that question. And I wanted to do that with you all today as part of Biz Tip Tuesday, because I think it's important. It's also a part of a fuller picture when we talk about content marketing methods and strategies. So let's just step right into, let's step right into that aspect. My apologies, guys. I got a brand new phone and I don't know what to do with it. Alrighty. So let's answer our question. What is a web page and how is it different than a landing page? And I think the first thing to know is there is a difference. And primarily the difference is around how and why, what they are designed for. And it all comes down to that. What are you designing the content for between a landing page and a home page? Your home page meaning the first page that when somebody types in your URL, they're going to land on your web page. Now, your web page may be resting on a WordPress site. It might be on Shopify. It might be on a Wix page. So a web page nonetheless, where you choose to house your web page is another story for another day. But your home page is the first page people see because it's the home. It's kind of like home base when you're in baseball. I'm see if I can keep up with this analogy. So there's that. So it comes down to the designing of it. What are the key differences between what you do for your home page and what you'll do for a landing page? Primarily comes down to what we consider to be intent. And the intent is that there's a purpose or a focus that you're giving to the people once they land either on the web page or on the landing page. So the focus or the intent is why landing pages are exist, which are different than your home pages from your website. And so let's kind of think about it. I'm going to break them down so you'll kind of understand the difference between this. So what is a home page for? When we think about a home page, we're thinking about it's great to do what it's intended to do. And it's basically to provide your intended audience, the people who happen to come across you or who you send, to get general information and explore more about who you are, what services you provide, or what products you provide. And it's kind of like a gateway. And it offers an introduction. It's going to give you an opportunity to show a bit about your branding, show products and your services are, your value proposition, the who, what, where, why, how, right? All that information, contact, and all those great good things, right? So it's meant to kind of give what would be like a first impression, right? When they first meet you, because in many cases, people who don't know you are going to want to find out more about you. And whether they individually Google you as a person, but they want to find out you, the business. And that's why they're going to look for a web page. So for those of you who are watching and you have a business and you don't have a web page, I want you to write down on the list of things to do, create a web page for your business, and then contact me if you need more information on how you need to actually get that done. But you certainly want to have a place to send your people. Now, there's different ways and different layouts, and I'm not going to get into that, but just think about from the standpoint is a web page or your website, your home page is basically a high-level introduction to your business and then what it's able to do from a broad standpoint. Now, when you think about that, also keep in mind that there's no focus, right? It's to explore. That means there's going to be lots of distractions. You may have a pop-up. You'll have a banner going on. There's just things that are just random. You have your blog pages. Although it's also kind of static information at times as well, or it could be considered static information at times as well. And so it's not as intentional about what is the person supposed to do on your site. Yes, you can give them direction, say, check out my page, my blog, and here's an offer and all of that. However, it's not intended to do what we would consider be like a conversion. Whereas when you think of a landing page, it has an intention around a focus on what you're wanting a person to be able to know and do when they land there. And that's about being able to convert what we call the traffic that you're sending to that specific page in order for them to take action. Whereas when you land on a person's web page, it's like I said, it's like a general information and it's just intended for that. Basics. A landing page is very intentional. It has a specific set of a purpose and is also giving your intended audience focus. Now, why would you want to have both? I'll tell you why. Because sometimes when you're doing an offer, you want people to stay really focused on what it is your behavior you're asking them to perform and do that they're not going to necessarily get when they land on your company webpage, because there's too many buttons and clicks and menus and pop-ups and things that could go on. A landing page is going to give your intended audience the focus that they need to be directed on a particular factor of either a service or a product or whatever intent you have for them landing on that particular page. That also means that, yes, you can have more than one landing page as well. Well, let me see my screen here. Okay. So that means you can have more than one landing page as well, which is really cool. So you'll always have your home base, your home page, your website that kind of gives, again, that general bit of information that you want to be able to provide to your public audience. And then your landing pages are kind of like offers, your specials, your sales, and they're very individualized and very intentional. And that's the difference. And so, yes, you want to have both. And you only need one website. And yes, you want to update it and maintain it and all. Landing pages or offer pages or opt-in pages, you'll hear different terminologies. I know sometimes marketing can get kind of crazy and overwhelming at times. So you'll hear different terms. Just know that the intent is that you're going to have a specific purpose for that person to go to this page. And then on top of that, there's the opportunity where there's nothing else there to distract them. Whatever got them there by way of the traffic is why they landed there. And then your job is when they get there is to be able to have them to convert by way of taking some form of action on the landing page. So I want you to kind of think of a landing page. If you think of an old days, but traditional newspapers. When you opened up a newspaper and you turn the pages, you may see a sales page. And that sale is very specific. It may be on one particular item or one department is offering a sale. That is kind of the same thing as a landing page. My eyes land on the page and I'm seeing a particular offer and a sale or a coupon, whatever is there. The newspaper is broad. It has all the different sections of a regular traditional handheld newspaper. And so kind of think of it along those same lines. So yes, you want to have a regular homepage and a web page site, but you also want to be able to craft and create landing pages that are intended to give attention to a particular event or a product or service or some type of an offer that you are giving. So landing pages are going to convert better for you and also drive more traffic to it than a regular web page in some cases. So again, we're talking about the focus. And I want you to think about when the goal of a landing page is different than a web page. Again, a web page, basic, landing, intentional, and focus. There's one particular goal or is one particular action you want them to take when they get to a landing page. So when you're thinking about creating a landing page, I want you to think about how, by way of either you're creating content that's either social posts like on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Google page, or even an email, right? You're telling people about a particular topic and then you're sending them to a particular address, a particular landing page that's going to talk more about that topic. And then hopefully you did such a great job on that landing page by giving them all the cool information that they need to have, that they're going to be like, oh, this is what I wanted. You convinced me. And click, here's my name, here's my phone number, here's my money, whatever action is that you're looking for them to take on that landing page so that they'll be able to convert by way of a behavior. Now, a conversion doesn't necessarily always mean money. It does mean about action. So it could be just a simple landing page where you're saying, here's my free ebook. Here's my free checklist. Here's sign up for a chance on a particular giveaway in exchange for your email address. That's a conversion. There's also the opportunity, depending on the intent of that landing page, where they may choose to make a purchase. That too is considered a conversion. And that's the goal of a landing page. Send people, make them aware, send them to the landing page, and then by way of the great writing that you're able to do and the visuals that all kind of go along with it, we'll be talking more about landing pages and designing them shortly, but that's the intent around it. The other great thing about when you're sending people to a landing page versus sending them to your website is there's very little distraction because there's no menu bars, there's no real footers, there's no pop-ups going on. You're essentially just giving them this chunk of information, how you say the deets, right? Just what they need to know, enough for them to say, I'm in. This is for me. This is what I want. And take action, that call to action, just like we have call to actions on the bottom of our blogs or inside of an ad. This is in that same space. no distractions, taking action. Now, you're also able with a landing page and multiple ones is that you can customize that experience for that person when they come there in order for them to be able to click through and make that decision. You also have an opportunity, depending on the, how can I say it, complexity or the way in which you set up that landing page, where you can even customize it depending on who that person is and when they get there. So there's lots of features and functions in your email automations or in these landing page designs where you can get very granular in the levels of detail and what people do when they get there and what type of experience they can have depending on even how they came. So there's that. The other thing about landing pages is that it's very targeted to that intended audience, your ideal customer, your avatar. And so there again, you're talking the language, you're offering them the visuals, and again, the details in this single page. But that's the other thing. A landing page is just that one page. And is giving as much detail as you feel is necessary for them to, again, make a decision and take action. Let's see, what else do I have for you? Targeted audience, I got you that. And here's a great thing about landing pages that you may not also know is, just like in email automation, you have an ability with landing pages is that you can actually create two different types of landing pages and kind of do A/B testing as well. So there's an opportunity for you to lever the content in such a way that you can kind of see what works and what doesn't work and do that kind of analysis and then be able to pour more money. I shouldn't use that term, but do more ad spend in how you are bringing that traffic to that particular page. Remember, they're coming from somewhere to get to the landing page. And typically you're using your social post or your blog post or ads, depending on the purpose. And there is that opportunity, again, pulling the traffic so they say, check it out and go to this landing page, and then they'll be able to see the details. And so you're also able to utilize some data analytics by way of doing some split testing, even with different ways in which you laid out the content of the page and which one did a more effective job at it. So you have that as another reason for choosing to do a landing page. You wouldn't necessarily do all of that on a regular web page, but you have that flexibility on a landing page. So the bottom line is, yes, there is a difference between a home page and a landing page, and it all boils down to intent and purpose. They each have value. The question is, when do you use one over another? And how often? And notice that is our other conversation points, but just know that when we talk about landing pages, it's all about lead generations or sales for conversions and getting more customers and having a more focused conversation with them in this one space in time, and that you're driving people to that particular page, unlike having your general office space or your office website or business page where it has all the general information that you want to be able to convey to anyone who's interested in your business. So that, in a nutshell, is the difference between not Facebook, but a business page or website page and a landing page. And yes, you do need to have both. So then my question to you is, have you done a landing page before? Do you need help doing that landing page? And if so, I want you to contact me. Head on over to our content creation tips and more space. I'm going to give you, hold on one second. Turn off. There we go. So over here at Content Creations Tips and More, hold on. Here we go. Yeah. So over here in our Facebook group is where you can get more information on the topics that I'm speaking about today, as well as other upcoming events that will help you in creating content that's going to help you to be more productive, be more profitable, and also drive your passion so that you can gain more insight with your customers. Alrighty, so that's it for today. You know you can always reach me over here at LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram are all places where you'll be able to find me. And don't forget, where's my other one? Oh, there we go. And don't forget, for any other time, you can meet me here any Tuesday of the week. I'm usually right here giving you insights and opportunities to learn a little bit more so that you can grow your business. This is Dr. Yam, your Keep It Simple coach. Let's get busy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.